All right, good morning, boys and girls. We are going to go over this packet, and this packet has 8 lessons with it. You will do like 2 lessons at a time. I do not want you to work ahead. I want you to stay with me per each lesson because we will be doing different things with different lessons in addition to what just the instructions are. So you need to make sure you are watching these videos so you know what's up and coming. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about that I had done on our Google Meet, but I had not assigned in the last lesson, which I had hoped to add to, but I didn't, was the fact that I want you to number your sentence in your paragraph. So here I have attempted to do that, and I just discovered that my apparatus here has a pen that you can do. So that's pretty cool. So there are 4 sentences. If we did the same format as I was talking about before, then you find out that each of these sentences, let's see if this works. How about this? Here's what we need to do. Tell about one of these. But as you're reading through, the idea is that this entire paragraph is about the creation of the Egyptian civilization. Okay, it's about B. If you look at your copy, which is probably easier to read right now than my copy is for whatever reason. This is not coming in very clear. Oh, better. You will see that the main idea is in the paragraph. So while the main idea doesn't always have to be a sentence in the paragraph. The paragraph could be just all supporting ideas about one common theme. So that is known as an inferred So come on. It's known as an inferred main idea. Okay. You have all of these. Whoops. You have all of these ideas. So if you look at this paragraph and you're going to number it, the numbering is going to count because it is, as we go through things, you'll find that it can be very beneficial. Okay. So, goodness. If you're reading this little paragraph, it tells you about microchips provide power for wristwatches. They are also brains for our computers. They, going back to microchips, okay? That's where that pronoun goes to. And they control the robots. Again, that goes back to microchips, okay? These chips, again, mentioning chips, it goes back to microchips. But all of this isn't talking about the power for wristwatches, but it is talking about these microchips. These chips are used in video games, space shuttles. They make our cameras, radios, and televisions small and light. So when you're looking down here and it is asking you what the main idea is about, I'm going to leave this up. It says how computers work, why televisions are small, how microchips are used, or how cameras are made. Well, it mentions several of those things, but none of those are just what it's about. So, what is the one word that comes down in those choices is how microchips are used. So, if you are, come back here. Let me see. Nope. It would be C, how microchips are used. And the reason why is because it comes back to microchips, even though my writing is all off at this point. So, when you are doing these, you're going to get points for numbering the sentences, and you're going to get points for letting me know if it's inferred or defined. This is not defined, it's inferred. It's talking about the microchips, and all of these are details that relate to it. It is not talking about microchips that power a wristwatch, and all this is about those microchips that powering wristwatch but it's about the word microchips, what a microchip is, how are they used. And these are all supporting details of how they are used, okay? All right, let me see if I can get this to erase my little, there it is. Thank you. Ask and you shall receive. So let's look at the second part. I'm going to turn it over. You can scroll down. And we're going to talk a little bit about the main idea. If you would, when you come across where it says put your name, type your name in there, because when I'm going through and grading these, I can scroll up easier than I can go out and come back in. That way, if I'm looking at what you did, then I know who I'm talking to a little bit faster. And if I need to jot you a note or shoot you a different message, I can do that. Or if I need to make a phone call and figure out if I need to talk to you. Okay, so it says after each passage, you will answer a question about the main idea. Remember, the main idea is the main point of the story. Okay, on our thing, it says eliminate the least answer, but you are going to do that by numbering your paragraphs. You can match them up with which one it goes to, because if you do each one of the sentences for which one it goes to, then a lot of times that will tell you what your main idea is. And it's a very effective way to do it, to practice if you are not sure what it's talking about. So make sure you number your paragraphs. Let me get the right thing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, looks like we have 5. So now, as you're going through, read and you can apply which one these go to. If they don't go anywhere that you're for sure of, then put them over here to the side. And remember that when you're going through, sometimes they might apply to more than one of these, and that's okay. You're trying to determine which one is the closest one to the main idea, because it's going to give it to you. The other thing to look at is after you have done this, after you have put your 1 through 5 on one of these main idea choices, is that line in here? And if it's not a sentence in there, then it's not defined. So you're going to tell me, is it defined or is it inferred? Okay, defined or inferred. All right, so the video is getting pretty long. We're going to go over this today in our Google Meet. There will be 2 lessons for you to do today. This is lesson 1 that we're starting and lesson 2. But there are several things you have to do. You have to enumerate the sentences. You have to tell if it's defined or inferred, and you have to pick a choice. Okay, so while there's only, I think, 5 or 8 for each lesson, they are going to be worth at least 25 to 30 points because you have 3 things to do on each small paragraph. Okay? All right. I appreciate the time, and I will see you today, and hopefully we will not have any issues.